children. Byron Jackson was my youngest, or should I say our youngest. He was a hard worker, and he was a dedicated worker. He took over the business after his dad passed in 2013. I'm going to rephrase that. He took over the business in 2011 after his dad retired, and then his dad passed in 2013. But he and his brother, Devon, were hard workers. Their dad taught them the skill of HVAC, that's heating and air conditioning, when they were little boys, and carried them on jobs. So he had it embedded in him. I saw him as one that loved life. He loved his children. He loved some of the finer things in life, and his profession allowed him to get some of the finer things in life. But as a person, he was a dear person to me. He was my child. We all loved him dearly. And we talked 2 and 3 times a day. And I'm surely going to miss him. In fact, I am going to miss him. I'm missing him already.
Good evening, my name is Kyson Jackson, and I stand before you all as one of 6 of Mr. Byron Jackson's children. I'm his eldest son. And I believe if you survey all of the 6 of us, all of us can testify that our father never ceased to show his love that he had for us. That was never a question that I had, a doubt in my mind, whether or not my father cared for me or not, because he always made that clear. And I stand before you as a testament, a living testament to the amazing qualities that he had as a man, the amazing qualities that he taught me. And I embody those today. As a student who is dually enrolled at Duke and UNC, Chapel Hill, I'm on full scholarship, and I just stand as a proud representation of who he was and what he stood for. And so I'm honored to be before you today, and I stand on behalf of all of my siblings when I say that I know that I was loved, and I come from a father who never failed to show his charisma, and his wit, and his just energy and his zest for life. So thank you.
So good afternoon, my name is Devon Jackson, Byron's brother. And as you've already heard, he loved his kids, he loved his family. And he loved to have fun and tell jokes. And my brother is going to be missed by all that knew him. And the family is just looking for answers. Trying to understand what happened to my brother, their cousins, their father, right? We just want to know what happened.
The last thing that I'll say before, I hate coming to work crying at 2 o'clock. That's usually the worst, but we do know for a fact that there have been some misrepresentations by the Irma Police Department, the most glaring of which is that there was not a high-speed chase that occurred. I'm not sure where they got that information from, as we are also aware that the officers involved do have counsel, but at this time I'm not sure that they have spoken. But that is simply not accurate. In fact, we know that the van couldn't go so fast because the van wasn't one of these new Pacificas or something that people have out here. It was a work utility van that was having its own issues, and we do know from investigators that it was not a high-speed chase that occurred. With that being said, we'll answer any questions you all have, and I will do my best. If it's something for Damon or his son, we will attempt to allow him to answer. Otherwise, I'll answer whatever questions you all have.
Regarding the press release from the ROPD, it said that they got a report that there was a possible fight inside the vehicle, but that when they got there, it was, there was just a sole occupant on the vehicle. Have you got any clarification on that?
Yeah, there was no fight. There was nobody else in the vehicle. This started with a 911 call from a resident of Irma. I'm not sure what she thought she saw, and I can't go into her head, but there was not a fight in the vehicle. There was one person who was Byron in that vehicle. That is a fact.
Have he ever had any breathing issues before in his life, if you don't mind my asking?
No, not to our knowledge. He didn't have any severe health issues. I think that it's fair to say he wasn't a perfect individual, but if we don't know the answers to the questions why, I mean, this can be fixed pretty quickly. If they release the body cam video, or at least allow the family to come over and view it, then we can come out and tell you what we saw. We can tell you whether or not there was some shenanigans at play, or whether or not this was a tragic accident and allow Byron to rest in peace. I don't know the answer to those questions, but I can tell you that we're not going to allow the Irma Police Department just to treat him as some other young African American kid who